Hi, it's Kiffin Lobates here, and video 2 in a series on incentivization and the blockchain. And in this one, I thought I would look into the history of how we currently conduct business and how we incentivize businesses, and how potentially blockchain may change that. But I'll only be touching on that one briefly at the end. So when you look at the current system, it's based on the idea of transactions between entities and extracting profit from those transactions. It's very, very simple. I mean, it's kind of, I have chickens, you have wheat, I want to make bread, you want to make omelets, so we trade. And if you're going to have an ongoing business relationship, then it makes sense not to take advantage of the person. However, if you're just passing through the town or village, then it may be more worthwhile for you to actually commit fraud. So systems have to have regulations in place, or something in place anyway, to ensure that people do not get taken advantage of. And this becomes a bit of a difficult problem when you're looking at a decentralized system where there isn't an overarching authority who can come down like a hammer on anybody who strays from the system that the community has adopted. So there are some very interesting automated mechanical incentives that have been put in place in Bitcoin, for example, to actually ensure that, and other blockchain systems start to copy that. So there is, however, a problem in that when companies come and look at blockchain, they come at it with a worldview that is the traditional corporate business worldview. The idea of entities as separate silos, the idea that they are in competition with each other, and that the aim is to be the winner, to get the gold medal or number one or the highest market cap or most control of the market. And I think that's the thing in blockchain that big companies in particular have the hardest time getting their heads around, because the game has changed with blockchain. It is no longer about, can I be the next Apple or Google or Facebook and dominate a particular market, because the problem with that is that there are going to be thousands and thousands of competitors, thousands and thousands of startups and new companies, and most of them, 99.99%, are just going to fail. A few of them will do okay, and some of them will do absolutely brilliantly. So what you're looking at is a pie, and everybody's trying to get the biggest possible slice, preferably the whole pie. And I've used this analogy before, and Andy Martin mentioned it a little while back. And the aim of blockchain, or rather the way that I see the blockchain can be applied, is that by changing the game, instead of having a small pie and trying to get all of it, you end up with a much, much larger, more inclusive pie, which has much more value to it. And yes, you get a smaller slice, but that smaller slice is going to be worth more, hopefully, than, or at least the odds are that you will end up getting more than you would if you were competing in the old traditional system. And in that sense, kind of everybody benefits. The pie is bigger, everybody gets more value. The one thing that is lost is ego. You lose the potential to be able to say, I am the champion, I am the biggest, I am the best. And I think that may be something that is going to be hard to let go of, but I guess the future will tell us. Anyway, that's video 2. See you in the next one soon. Bye for now.